This is the inBLOOM podcast. I am Josh Bickford. There is opportunity all around us. And if we are willing to open our eyes and look around and accept what is, accept what's coming, we're going to do really well and you are going to thrive. So this is the inBLOOM podcast, daily conversation on what it looks like to thrive in life and in real estate. Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. Mountain. We take a few minutes out of our day and we enjoy a cup of coffee together, which is the most fun part of the real estate industry. We are streaming live on YouTube. We are live on LinkedIn and we are live on Facebook. And this will be available in a couple of hours on the audio podcast platform of your choice. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you do that. I would love to have you take part in this every day with me. You can go to my website, joshbickford.com. Same name as where you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, Josh Bickford. Want to help you thrive in the years to come. That is why I do this every day. And I am excited about what is coming, even though what is coming is a little bit scary. So, we're going to start talking about the opportunity that's coming. Too much of our industry is looking backwards. They are trying to bring everything back to what was. That is not any longer. We're trying to pretend as though the market hasn't changed. We're trying to hold on to any sliver of evidence that things are returning to what they were when the Fed completely destroyed our economy. We are in the process of paying for that right now, but there's a much brighter future for those of us that choose to see what is coming, accept it, and look for the opportunity to come. A couple of things that I read this week that I'm going to share with you. It's very, very, very easy to doom scroll. You know, we got real good at doom scrolling at the beginning of the COVID lockdowns. People just spent all day on Facebook or on Twitter or whatever. And it was just bad news after death and disease and destruction. And just, it was horrible. You can fall into that right now. In the last couple of years, I have put a lot of effort in my own life. I would recommend that you do the same, into finding multiple sources of news, multiple sources of information on everything. If you're looking for real estate news, you need to get news from bulls and from bears. You need to hear what people who want to buy a house are saying about what they think, and you need to hear from people who want to sell, and you need to look to the big national companies. You need to know what's going on within your own market, and not filtered through something. You need to know. You need to be able to pull from the MLS and see exactly what is going on in your exact market. I've got something for you on that that will make that a lot easier. But when it comes to political news, you know, the stuff that's coming out of Washington, D.C. or national economists or whatever, you need to get all sides. You are going to get an extremely impassioned opinion of what is to come. Nobody knows what's coming. It's all a guess, but you can make a better guess than others if you have a more well-rounded approach to the information that you get. So you need to hear local and national and good and bad and left and right and old and new. And you've got to figure out a way in your own life to limit just the doom, oh my gosh, everything is terrible. If you give into that, it will destroy you. It just will. You're not going to see opportunity. You're not going to be optimistic. You're going to be somebody who just sucks the life out of everybody. Nobody's going to want to be around. And if you're in real estate, that is a business killer. We don't want that for you at all. So it's my belief on my own research, we'll call it, and just where I'm getting all of my information, that where we are right now economically and where we are pretending to be are not even remotely the same place. A couple of things I read this week that I want to share with you about where we're going. I think what's coming is inevitable. Personally, there have been a lot of economic sins that we have committed for a long time when it comes to our currency, when it comes to our banking, when it comes to our debt, when it comes to all of that. After 2008, we set a lot of stuff in motion that brought us to where we are right now. And we're going to have to pay for that. So I read this week, Clever Real Estate is the name of the company. I've got my computer here so I can kind of read these. They did a survey to see, which is just crazy to even ask, how many people have skipped meals in order to make their house payment. That would be a bad economic sign if that number was big. Their research said 39% of people have skipped meals in order to afford their payment. That's bad. That's bad news. Among millennials, that figure is 44%, and among boomers, it's 20%. I'm Gen X, so I'm kind of in the middle of that. But that's a really, really bad sign if people are skipping their food to afford their house payment. That would go along with all the news that we've seen that homes have never been this unaffordable right now. Another thing that I saw, rents nationally, Redfin just put this out, rents are down nationally from before the pandemic started. Rents are falling. That's a deflationary sign. We need it because rents have gotten out of control. But, and I think ultimately that's a good thing. I think all of this stuff, once we fix it, we get to the other side, it's going to be really good. Rents are in decline, which, all the investors that are buying property, if you read anything about commercial real estate right now, it's crazy. Commercial real estate is in big trouble, and it's moving to a hybrid or a work from home thing. It is free money, making debt so cheap. It's just the obsolete nature of so much of our product. The internet has changed retail. Work from home has changed office. It's crazy. Right now, we have more people in the United States of America than ever. We're building more homes than we ever have, which if you think about what you're seeing demand-wise, and there's more homes than we have ever built under construction right now, that's kind of scary. We also have demographics. The baby boomer generation is getting older. And so we're going to see a population shift, and we're probably going to see our population in America, outside of bringing immigration in, we're going to see that shrink. So you've got more houses than ever. Like, it's wild. I saw another chart. If you take the Western United States, and that's basically New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana. You go west, the percentage of sales change from a year ago is down 42%. That's a bad sign in real estate because people who are in real estate, most of them, get paid based on transactions. So if you were around for 2008, there was a lot of closing attorneys and escrow offices and appraisers and inspectors. You name anything that is in the real estate industry that's part of the transactions done within the industry. Like, you've got to have transactions for people to keep income coming in. The Midwest was down 33%. The South, which is basically Texas up to Pennsylvania and just that whole southeastern United States, that's down 37%. And the Northeast is down 36%. That's a bad sign within our industry because that's fewer transactions, which means fewer, if you're a real estate agent or a mortgage broker or something, that's fewer commissions. If you're a closing attorney, it's fewer closings, it's fewer appraisals, it's fewer, name it, that's fewer inspections, that's fewer repairs, that's fewer renovations. We don't need to fear any of this. We need to know what's going on and see what's coming. And then we can see kind of where the opportunity is going to lie, which we're going to get into. Banks, I read this week, this is crazy to me. Banks are losing money on every mortgage they originate right now because houses are so affordable and we've seen transactions drop so much. Like, that's crazy. That's never happened before. Active listings percent change from a year ago. We're up almost 70%. What's not, like when somebody takes their home off the market because it didn't sell and then relist it, that they're making it look like it's new. But we've actually seen inventory go way up. We've got more houses under construction than have ever been. Demand is through the floor because nothing's affordable. You might, be seeing, hey, prices dropping would actually help this, which is the whole purpose of raising interest rates. Corporate bankruptcy files in March were the highest they have been since 2010. Like, there's all of this news that we're not getting, or we're not trying to get, or people are hiding it from us, or it's not being reported on in a big way. And there is so much evidence that the economy is really bad right now. Lending drying up, and we've seen bank failures. We hadn't seen that in a long time. There's a lot going on right now that points to a completely different economic climate coming very soon. And I'm not afraid of any of this. If you study history and you study the really bad recessions and depressions and things we've had, that is where people really level up. The people who lean in, get to work, learn more, serve more, build more, they do all of that. And there are household names who came about in those economies. Just because the economy's in recession doesn't mean you have to take part. You just have to know what's moving, where the opportunity is, what do you need to be moving people in the direction of. And you have to determine that you're going to make it, that you're going to do the work, that you're going to be someone who is going to thrive, and you're going to find a way to do it. The Les Brown quote, "It's not over until I win." Like, I love that. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. We've talked about on the podcast already. We've talked about assumable mortgages. We've talked about new construction and what's coming there. We've talked about not being afraid of tomorrow, not being afraid of what's coming, of having our eyes wide open and guiding people in the right direction, and being able to point them to what will be and help them make a decision long term that is correct for them. That's what we're going to do here. The rest of this week, we're going to get into how to point young people in your life towards being a millionaire before they're 50, toward whatever they want to do through real estate. We're going to talk about the opportunities coming in new construction. We'll talk about, this is going to be weeks of, there's so much opportunity coming, and it's maddening to me to watch so many people spend so much time trying to cling to something that might be and try to hang on to the opportunity that's gone, as opposed to lean in and be a part of the opportunity that's coming. Because there is stuff that's coming that's unbelievable. Like, homes were in crazy demand over the last couple of years, not because they all of a sudden were better. There was a great migration that happened where people left places they couldn't stand, or they could work remotely and they wanted to live somewhere fantastic, and there were low interest rates. And I think if you go back to looking at how much demand there was for a 3% mortgage versus another house, talk to your mortgage people, everybody refinanced. There were very few notes that originated older than like 2020. Just everybody refinanced, everybody bought new houses. Those mortgages still exist. Like, you can assume a 3% note, and we know there's great demand at a 3% note. We also know that not very many people know how to structure one of those, or how to find them, or how to put a deal together. I found one in Vegas that we're going to walk through soon that's pending $50,000 higher than house just like it down the street, because it's $500 less a month because of the mortgage. There is a huge opportunity there. We're going to overbuild. There's going to be a ton of opportunity to pick up new construction, which that one there's going to be a winner and a loser there, whereas an assumable mortgage there's not. You can get multifamily on assumable mortgages. You can build new processes into your business in this economy that's coming that will just blow people away. So that is what's to come. I've got a favor to ask. If you got value out of this today, if you have watched any of our other episodes or listened to them, if you got value, leave a review on the audio platform of your choice. Would love you to leave me a 5-star review, as everybody says. Comment below. Hit me up on social media. If you got value, share this with a friend. The goal of all of the work I do is to bring about a universal flourishing. I want everybody to do well. And so I'm trying to help you with what I see coming so that you can benefit from it. So this is the inBLOOM podcast. This is the end of our episode today. I will see you tomorrow, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn Live